It's a new loader in the 1000 class, and questions are going to come up. Are we the manufacturer? No, we're not the manufacturer. We are a distributor and a dealer. These machines are imported. They're not blindly imported. So they're imported. It's a Chinese branded machine, not blindly imported without support. We're bringing them here with USA sales and support. So why would I want to buy a Chinese loader? One, initial cost. More money in your pocket. It's less money you have to outlay that you could spend on attachments, other equipment, or fun, whatever. They're simple to work on. So these things are built simple and strong. Like the one thing that we've kind of seen with Chinese import is, you got your really crappy stuff that you see on Wish, and you got Chinese machinery. Chinese machinery is built simple and tough. Are there some stuff built out there that's not? Yes, but part of an importer's job is to vet that stuff out and find only the best, and that's what we try to do, and that's how we have wound up with this machine. So simple and strong, easy to work on, lower parts cost. We're not making things overcomplicated, so they don't deliberately make things where it's not going to be compatible with standard stuff that you can get off the shelf at a parts store. So, your filters are easy to get. They're not doing things like putting custom filter holders on the engine just so you have to buy their filters. It's all made simple. Part stocking. We first brought these in spring of 2021 to our rental yard. The reason we did is we were having issues with service turnaround times with machines that we bought from others, whether that was Bobcat or Toro, is just not getting them turned around fast enough. And then also with stuff that's out of warranty, parts cost. First off, the MT85 is a great comparison to the Iron Rhino, because the Iron Rhino without these counterweights is essentially a 850 pound weight class machine, the same as the MT85. And the MT85, when they went to the MT100, they didn't really change anything. They just added the more weight to the machine to give it more lift capacity so it could get into that 1000 class. And also the arms design and everything is very similar. So if you look, the Toro, you can see it's a shorter machine, and we'll talk about how that is in just a second. But it's a shorter machine. You'll see that the MT85 and the Iron Rhino are about 6 inches longer, but you'll see that 6 inches longer leak is in the engine compartment. So in my mind, as a rental store owner, that pays dividends, because that 6 inches makes it easier to work on. But we'll cover that some more. All right, so let's go to hinge pin height. 83 inches winter, 81 inches, 81 inches. This 81 inches is hanging down. This is the negative to the vertical lift complicated linkage. All that slop is, these machines have one cylinder attached on both ends. It's 2 attachment points. This machine has cylinder, attachment point, going to another linkage and to another linkage down here. So it's got twice the amount of points and twice the amount of play. So as things wear out, it gets sloppier faster. You'll see that's why these plastic slides are here, because literally they're here to help keep the machine arms from actually dragging on the machine. So it's not all cons though. Vertical lift. This 2,900 pound machine will lift as much as that machine that weighs 3,390 pounds. It does that because it holds it tight and lifts vertically, and it makes it stronger. The open cockpit, the ease of maintenance. We love some of the features about it. Love that the muffler's mounted to the machine here with a flex pipe to the manifold. That helps 2 things. It protects the muffler from cracking. It protects the manifold from cracking, because if you hang the muffler off of the manifold, that vibration, even with dampeners, you wind up with cracks forming either here or here. And then you're replacing either a manifold or a muffler. With a flex pipe system, this takes the abuse, and if it fails, you can replace it for $20 at AutoZone. And one of the things I like about these is they bring the hydraulic tank out from underneath. It's on the back of the machine. So taking that hydraulic tank out, putting it back there, gives you more space.
Here we have a 2020 Bobcat MT85. Note the newer MT100 has the same specs as the MT85, but higher lift capacity. We also have a 2019 Toro TX1000 and a 2021 Iron Rhino IR1000 side by side. First, we are testing lift cycle speed. The MT85 and Iron Rhino are very similar, with radial lift arms for a rapid lift speed. The Iron Rhino wins this with the fastest cycle times and highest lift height of the three at 83 inches. The Toro TX1000 lift is much slower due to two reasons. The vertical lift arm's more complicated linkage design requires longer cylinders, and the TX1000 also directs more hydraulic flow to drive motors and to auxiliary flow than to the lift arms. By doing this, the TX1000 has the fastest ground speed and the highest auxiliary flow rate of the three machines at 15.2 gallons per minute. The MT85 has 12 gallons per minute, and the IR1000 has 10.5 gallons per minute. The TX1000 would be your best choice for high-demand auxiliary flow rates like mowers or stump grinder attachments. The other machines are sufficient for grapples, augers, and Harley rakes and will also power mowers and grinders, but just not at the same level as the TX1000. The MT85 and IR1000's faster lift times will excel at loading and dumping. For speed, the TX1000 comes out on top, followed closely by the Iron Rhino. The MT85 is the only one with a significantly slower reverse speed than forward speed. While its forward speed is on par with the TX1000, its reverse speed is much lower, and thus it ends in last place on this out and back test.